Hello and welcome to another edition of Tiski Fundis podcast. It's happening in Africa. Some of the things that are happening, beautiful stuff. Under 17 World Cups, all continental candidates are through to the next round, gentlemen. Cox, push up.
I'm all right. They'll zoom in if they can. Sure, I'm all right.
You're right.
Yes.
All the African teams are through to the knockout stages. So we were not just there to fill in the numbers.
No, not all of them. You've been talking about under 17? No, not all of them. One is out, but that's quite
almost, yeah.
Yeah, so almost the full quota. So we are not there to fill numbers. This is a strong case for us to now go on into this tournament and have an extra position, especially with the big boys. Remember, this development is now being prioritized. The gap between African football nations has been narrowed. Yeah. If you play in Mauritania today, you are not guaranteed whether you're going to win or not. Anyone can surprise you. So this tells you about what is happening in the continent and how it is that we're taking our football serious. Everyone has to find their way of making things work. Cote d'Ivoire, what your favorite country, Cape Verde, they go and find their people elsewhere. South Africa, in grow. Everything has to be in the house. So yeah, things are happening. Morocco, you know the story.
But Alufono, when you then look at that and you look at CAF were very big in terms of their negotiations with FIFA. They were robust in making sure that we have more spaces in the World Cup. Does this now say, job well done and this is what you are fighting for?
It's not enough. It's not enough. I want Ndate Motsepe to keep pushing. We've got a lot of members in the voting seat at FIFA. How many? 54?
54.
54. So 54.
That's a lot of votes.
It's a lot of votes. If you're to compare Europe and compare other continents, we are kingmakers. So it's not enough. But what is good is that now, because we have these spaces, we are utilizing it. We are there. We are not just adding numbers. We are talking about under 20 champions, which is Morocco. We are talking about the semi-finalist of the previous World Cup, which is Morocco. Now it's time for the other nations as well to join. So now we have about 8 teams or countries that are there in the last 16. And we are already guaranteed that in the last 8, we'll have 2. Because you have a Senegal versus Uganda and you have a Zambia versus Mali, meaning that one of the 2 automatically as African will be in the top 8.
Browen, when you look at this, you look at FIFA Club World Cup, we had African teams. Sure. They did not embarrass myself.
Sure.
We played well and we showed. Yeah. From where African football is, what's your take?
Mpoza, I think Africa has come up a long way. We were always playing second fiddle to Europe and all other continents. Now, with what Morocco did, going all the way to the semi-finals of the World Cup, and that showed that South Africa now was coming up and saying, we are no longer adding numbers like Likoko was saying earlier. Now, if you look at also what Sundowns did in a club, World Cup football, I think it was the most talked about team, and not let alone winning the goal of the tournament. It was the most talked about team, and this is the African side. So I think development has shown that if you take development serious, the rest is history. If you look at Hugo Broos now, he's got an easy job. He's playing with the young players coming from Tiski of Sundowns in Paris. They're growing because of the development is strong. Now it's easy to manage there. It's difficult when you're going to take the players when they're old. Like they say, catch them young. So I think because of we focus on the development, and Morocco is the key to look at their development structures and how serious they take development. And that's what is taking them far. And it's happening in South Africa as well. And all the teams, Tanzania also is showing up. So it's competition. So Africa now realizes that we got to compete with the world and not only amongst ourselves. So I'm very excited the way things are going right now.
Very excited, but the Nigerians are so excited they decided to go on strike.
At least it's not a hunger strike.
They won't survive. They won't survive.
But, Cox, with all the stuff we're talking about, Africa doing well and Africa being there, it then says administratively the NFF is failing Nigeria. Because how do you expect your players to give you their best, qualify for the World Cup, but yet you don't remunerate them?
Is this the first time that Nigeria finds themselves in an administrative quagmire? It's not. There was a time Nigeria even wanted to close shop. The government wanted to close shop and say, give us 2 years, we want to sort out our thing. And the FIFA was very clear and said, we do not want any interference from government. But what I'm trying to highlight here is the fact that you have these big name players that are being treated well in Europe. The standard will be based on their teams that they've been treated with. Now you want to bring them here, you want to make them staff, or you want to make them play for whatever it is that they're playing for without honoring
the contract
or honoring the word that you would have put forward. Honor these players' contract, let them play. Because Nigeria's World Cup is starting now. They're playing a mini World Cup before the World Cup. So they still have a long way to...
Just because you're going to AFCON does not mean qualification for the World Cup.
There's a lot that's happening.
Lufuno, from an administrative perspective, the FA is letting Nigeria down.
It's a problem of Africa. It's a problem that we need to move away from. You only hear these kind of things every time when there's a World Cup or there's a tournament. You hear teams boycotting and not want to play, starting to negotiate. We need to get this right. We are getting it right now in terms of football-wise. Let's sort out our administration. I think we've got a huge potential as a continent. And I'm saying this, that if you look at that Nigerian team, big stars in that Nigerian team, big players in the Nigerian
the biggest
team.
Players in the continent.
Yeah, so you potentially wise, you can never doubt Nigeria, to come out tops. But we need to do things the right way in terms of administration. Not when we are asking you about the yellow card, you're telling us you were going to buy us. What is that?
Rowan?
Mpoza, I would like to differ. I think we've got to be very realistic. We are in Africa. In as much as we like to compare ourselves with Europe and all the other continents, we are in Africa. Is there money in the Nigerian league? Is there money in SAFA, South Africa? We are struggling financially.
Let's go back, Brown.
Yes.
Sorry to interject.
Yes, Mpoza.
If there is no money, don't make promises that you
yes.
do.
Well, Mpoza, I think I agree with you. However, we got to be realistic. These players, they earn more money. We can't afford them in Africa. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. That's my view. I think they're selfish. These players are earning a lot of money.
Then Owen, when you call up these players to the national team, don't say I'm going to give you $5.
Because they're not making up the numbers.
You cannot afford $5. Because some of the reason why some of these players agree to come play for the national team is because they know that, I'll be earning this much. It's monetary. It's a career for these guys. They're not doing it for fun. Some of them are not even doing it for national pride. Don't promise. You are over-promising, but you're under-delivering.
That's my point.
So the problem goes to the administration and not necessarily the player. But now you want to blame the player.
That's my point, Lekoko. Exactly. You cannot, if you say you're not going to pay them, if Nigerian FA can say we don't have money to pay, come, they will never come. Anyway, where is patriotism? Now I understand we can't do things for free, but where is patriotism? We're talking national teams here. We're not talking clubs, Mpoza. So that is where my worry.
Brown,
there's a thin line.
Here's my worry.
Yes.
You can't tell me when I'm at month end that I was working for Mahala. You should have told me in the beginning to say,
Don't
Chief,
tell me patriotism.
Tell me patriotism at the beginning. And say work, then I make an informed decision to be able to come. But when you now telling me instead of paying me, now you're telling me about patriotism. You should have told me in the beginning, because while some of the players may earn a lot of money, you've got a Lookman that's playing in Italy. You've got
Osimhen.
You've got Osimhen that's playing in You've got Nwabali that's playing at Chipa. Chipa are not the highest paying team. They may pay well. They pay. But you see how that
you barely hear cheaper.
I still disagree, Mpoza, because these players can afford to pay even their colleagues in the national team. No, let me go back. No, I'm not saying. Let me take you the best player in the continent, George Weah, that became a president of Liberia. he was supporting the national team financially. He went on to support the country financially, ended up being a president.
Yeah,
patriotism is a feeling of love for your country.
No. But let me put this way, Lufuno.
They can contribute.
Who made them promises? Just answer me. Who made them promises of the money?
I agree with you there.
Okay. So now you should have said that's patriotism. But where we stand now, you are at a point where you were supposed to have paid what you promised. The players did not find a number and cook a number. And the good thing is that because now the bosses have allowed us to say, we are here for 30 minutes, we can get into this.
But these guys are sitting currently. The priority is to qualify for the World Cup.
Absolutely.
The administration should get everything 100% possible and make it as smooth as possible for your players.
But Bralufuna, the problem is money.
Now,
where do they get the money?
They do have the money.
They do.
Patriotism, Talufuno, is also making sure that the national assets are well taken care of. Whether it be infrastructure, whether it be the field, whether it be the players, whether it be the cleaner. That's patriotism. The people within the country. Why is patriotism only one-sided when the players are supposed to play? But when the people that are running the country, why are we not questioning their patriotism when they mishandle the money that is meant for the team? Surely there's a budget. Surely there's a stipend that they get from FIFA, allowance that they get from FIFA. CAF, why is it that it is not being distributed? Because you're making promises based on the income that you're going to have. This is what you have in the pocket.
But Bafana did have the same problem. It's not only the promise thing that didn't happen, including Banyana.
Okay,
so unfortunately in Nigeria, it's happening not for the first time.
But if you go there,
second time or third time.
Let's call a spade a spade. It's not a tool digging. It's what? Administratively, people are mismanaging money.
Well, I can agree. I can agree there.
No, that is factual.
50-50.
No.
It's a 50-50.
I'll tell you why I say it's a CAF has said the money that they make at CAF goes to members. And when you then qualify, this is the pocket that you get and you're able to do that. And based on the pocket that you've received, each and every FA knows. It's not like the money came out of a corner somewhere.
CAF is turning a profit. Yeah. Every single time now, we've been praising CAF for how many episodes now? We are happy because CAF is showing proper a balance sheet. Now, you have the mother body that is performing well. You have the mother body that confirms that we are giving the money. So there's no one that's going to come and complain and say, I'm not getting money.
So if they made promises... So it's either they were making false promises or they were lying about not having them.
Well, Mposa, my take is let's strike a balance between the two. If we're talking a team like Lesotho, for example, I will understand. You're talking Nigeria, the billionaires, the players there are billionaires, and they're striking money. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense at all to me.
You want to punish people to
I'm not punishing anyone.
You want people to pay
I'm just saying,
to do work.
Likoko, I'm not punishing anyone. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to me that a billionaire can complain for R1 million. But it doesn't make sense.
But Owen, where you are flawed is as follows. There are players that are coming that are development players. Because not everybody's already done.
So is nobody a billionaire?
Well, there are upcoming players.
No, but can you answer? No, I don't want to.
And I can tell you now, it's not. And no, I can tell you now. Let me shock you, Pralofuno. Nobody is not even complaining. The complaining players will be the most, the high.
No.
More often than not.
No, Browen.
That's what I've said.
Browen, as a new member of the union, how unions work is that we don't go there 1-1.
Oh, okay.
It's a collective thing.
Yes.
Right.
That's why. Then those billionaires must train by themselves. Because that's why.
Let's find a balance.
No, there's no. The balance is as follows, so that we are clear.
Right.
There's money that CAF, there's money that FIFA has given the Nigerian FA. Yeah. The Nigerian FA, of the pot that they got given, made promises to players.
Right.
Honor that.
They must deliver.
Honor that. Yeah. Because if you don't then honor that, then
it's
you're
an African problem and it's because of money.
No, it's not an African problem, it's a Nigerian problem.
No.
At the moment,
got the same problem. South Africa is still in there. They still want to strike as well for the money. Watch when the African starts.
Oh, and you have 3 other teams there.
Yes.
That are all vying for this spot for the World Cup.
Right.
You're not hearing these issues that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You're only getting it from the Nigerian FA, which we are trying to address.
So there are no billionaires in Cameroon?
There's exactly my point.
So they are billionaires, that's why they're not complaining.
There are billionaires.
No. Bro Owen is on probation for the play. Bro Owen is on probation. Bro Owen, Bafana, be it SAFA, be it Nigerian FA, administratively do the right thing by the players because pay them. Because you are expecting players to give. These players did not make up the contract themselves. They did not make up the money.
They just signed.
They just said, we agree to, and this is the fee. Who made them that promise?
No, it's administrators. I agree.
Don't lie to them.
Because the next thing what's going to happen is that Nigeria may be knocked out. They're going to blame who?
The players.
The players. They're going to tell us...
Absolutely. From where, if you get knocked out, it's players that they didn't.
But administratively...
I believe in one thing, Mposa. Once you get into that pitch, there's two things that you must not listen to.
No, but once they get onto the pitch, it's one thing.
It's them. It's them.
So we're not on the
administrators and the coach.
Yeah, but we're not on the pitch yet. We are still administrators.
And they must understand. If they love Nigerian nation, not the administrators of Nigeria. Remember, any loss that happens to Nigeria is not for the administrators. It's for the nation. So if you love your nation, and you park the administrators. Moreover, you've got money. You've got to know what you're going to do when you get into the pitch. And that's what I'm expecting Nigerians to do. I'm not expecting nothing less from Nigeria, none other than for them to qualify. I'm going to America next year to watch Nigeria playing, with or without money.
Browen, in the famous words of Steve Biko, and I see you dressed in the right car. Black man, you're on your own. Because that we cannot go with. Not Australian. Australians have no problem. Nigerian FA, pay your players. SAFA, you see how things are done. We don't want to be embarrassed. Please make sure. Because when you look at it, CAF has made it an issue to say FAs are benefiting in this.
Yeah.
The Dr. Patrice Motsepe administration has said CAF will benefit, members will benefit. We can't all be saying, be patriotic. Hey, Baba, patriotism will not feed you.
Development.
No. When these players have finished playing football and they don't make money, we will be saying, why didn't you make your money?
Go there, qualify, and come and complain. That's what I'm telling Nigeria. Nothing less.
We'll see you next week.
I saw a cherry, and it was red.